take at least 4 photos of objects that resemble letters. You must also add at least 1 other photo that incorporates the subject of the word your letters spell out as a background. Each photo must be brought into Photoshop, not GIMP, this is from when we had COVID. And you must add to and or alter the photos to create a finished product. Composition and Unity are a must in this project. So you have to use at least 4 letters for whatever word you choose. And then the one other photo is for the background. And I'll show you what that's gonna look like. Everything has to have a unified color scheme. Use Photoshop to create a unified balanced composition and use excellent photography techniques. Focus, lighting, background, simplicity, and rule of thirds. So this is the example. When looking at this, all of these are ordinary objects that look like letters. So you're not creating letters, you're not using string to make an S or an L. You're using things that already exist. So if you were to do something like school, you could use the clock in our classroom, would work as an O, okay? So with this, there's also 2 O's here. Notice that they are different. So if you have 2 of the same letter, those need to be different. Now your minimum is 4 letters. You can do more than 4 letters. Some people do family or like I said, school. Some people, if you get permission from the teacher, you can go down to band or choir and you kind of take pictures of things that are around there that look like letters. If you have the same background, it's a little bit easier to Photoshop later because you want it to have kind of the same background. So these are a little bit lighter, this is darker, and then this has a different, more textured background. If you have a lot of different backgrounds, that's okay. We just end up blurring it, and then you want to crop it in so the main thing that you see is the letter. For some of these, you might need to use the loop tool or cropping to make the letter look like the letter. So what I mean by that is, if you're taking a picture of the library windows to make an H, and it's 2 squares on top of each other, you need to crop out the top and the bottom to make it look like an H. Does that kind of make sense? The other thing is you can slightly tint the letters to kind of change it, but the goal is to find them just around and less photoshopping. This T here stands out more than all the other letters because these are all different tones of silver or gray, and then we have this red here. So you're either going to find things that are all colorful, or you can make it your letters black and white with Photoshop and then color in the background. So that's kind of where you have some choices, okay? But you want to make sure these are clear, focused, easy to see, easy to identify what letter they are. Your brain is smart enough to figure out a word if one of the letters doesn't look like what it's supposed to, but you're also going to be graded on if the letter itself looks like the letter you're trying to present, okay? And tomorrow we will have a shoot day, and then those of you that will be able to do hybrid, I'm going to send out like a group email either this afternoon or tonight, because I'm leaving to go to the doctor, so hopefully if there's not too many appointments. So real quick with the rubric, I'll make this way bigger. So composition fills the entire space, has an excellent emphasis on the word, is well balanced and strongly unified. The pictures, words, and letters all have personal meaning by the creator. So everything needs to go together. So the word was tools. The things they used to make the letters were tools. The stuff in the background was like a workshop. The other thing is, you may not and make that your letter. It needs to be something that's not normally something you would read as a font of a letter. It needs to be some other object. Pictures are focused properly, the images are crisp and clear, the lighting is natural and complements the subject. Composition successfully uses Photoshop layers, tools, and to create a unified composition. Composition uses 4 or more letters, and the background. So kids always forget the background. They get their letters, and then they forget what are they going to put their letters on. That's going to be your background or base layer. So make sure that you get that. High degree of creativity interprets the assignment in a new way. And then this other stuff that's on here are things that we will do later. Critiquing artist statements. Those will come later in the week or potentially next week. Okay? So this is what we are focusing on. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention. You can also take your photos tonight. Some people have done, like if they live on a farm and use the word farm. So be sure to talk with your partner to see who's going to take pictures when. Otherwise, you can take them during class tomorrow. All pictures will be due the beginning of class on Wednesday. Okay, Jada, that's good. Any questions?